Hey guys, and welcome back to another Conan Exiles video. Today we are in the jungle of the Exiled Lands, just north of the wreck of the Wagtail, building a cultist's home. There were a few comments on my last video asking about a Halloween build, and you could say I'm kind of late. However, better late than never. This build will feature the use of the Savage Frontier DLC heavily in construction, and will be decorated heavily using mods. The mods that I'm using can be seen on screen now. My decision to use these Savage Frontier pieces is a pretty simple one, as I feel that these pieces suit darker, more intimidating styles of builds, and the mixture of the spikes, wood and dark patterns within the pieces suit the build well. You know how I feel about mods, I try not to use them too much, however, for a build like this they're kind of almost necessary for a lot of the elements I wanted to incorporate in my style of a sort of horror Halloween-ish build. So as always, my apologies to my console viewers. The idea behind this build is the home of a cultist, a man whose mind has been penetrated by the influences of the Old Ones. His home has turned from a quiet, reserved homestead in the hills to a twisted and occult ritual site that entraps the inquisitive to serve under the Old Ones. As you can probably tell by that description, this build takes a lot of influence from the works of Lovecraft, whilst also meshing it with more traditional horror elements of blood, guts and dead bodies. As with my last horror style build, the furnishing section of this build will be presented differently from most builds I've made. So without further ado, let's get started. Firstly, we're going to start off by building the foundations of each section of the home, which will have three main buildings across the cliffside. You can see the size, shape and floor structure of each building from the blueprint on screen now. The base plate for each section of the house won't be identical to the blueprint just yet, but when we get further into the build I'll be changing the initial design to match the blueprint. It's important to build each section connected together with foundations, so that you can build stairways and bridges and such between them that sit flush. Seeing as this build is designed to be quite secluded, it won't include a staircase to the ground or any other way to get to and from the coast. Rather, if you want to get here, you'll have to scale the cliff to reach it. Next, for the walls. I started off with the lower building first, building the walls 2 tiles high in a 3x3 size on the back right corner of the base plate, building the roof mount to a 4-point apex, with sloped sides on each side coming to a point with wall caps. I then used walls and sloped sides to build up the sides of the staircase, offering some protection to ensure one doesn't fall off the side onto the cliff itself. Heading up, I then built the walls of the second section of the house 2 tiles high again, opting this time to create a flat roof that would later become a smaller outdoor area that connects to the main body of the house. I also left a narrow section at the front of the build for a balcony. I then moved on to the largest section, which would be the main house. I left a balcony area at the front to match the smaller house to the left, and I then built the walls 2 tiles high for the ground floor and started to build up the rooms on the floor plan according to the blueprint, creating stairs at the back that lead up to the second floor. Covering the ground floor with ceilings, I then built the rooms for this floor, with 2 rooms at either side of the stairs and a larger room in front of the stairs itself, which will include an open air window at the front of the room facing out towards the river. I then placed some fences around the balcony areas and the roof of the middle house, built a bridge between the middle and the largest house, and then continued to build up the walls of the main house another 2 tiles high, capping this first floor off with ceilings. I went through a couple of different options, but eventually I ended up placing stairs in the main room on the first floor to lead up to the second and final floor, which will be underneath the roof as sort of a attic style design. I built the roof mounts using a standard design of sloped sides coming to a peaked apex, then going back inside and splitting the second floor in half down the middle. I then placed awnings on the balconies and open roof of the middle house, and then built the roof over the smallest house, then joining up the balconies of the middle and largest house to match the blueprint I showed earlier. And there we have it, a cultist's home on the cliff just north of the wreck of the Wagtail. Apologies to everybody that wanted a Halloween build actually on Halloween. It appears I'm far more forgetful than I already thought I was, but hopefully you'll all enjoy this build. If you have enjoyed it, leave a like and let me know in the comments below if you have any build suggestions for future videos. As usual, absolutely anything is welcome. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch and join the fun on our Discord through the link in the description. And if you'd like to support the future of this channel, the link to my Patreon is also in the description below, with various tiers and rewards including special Discord roles, sneak peeks at new videos, your name at the end of videos and more. On that note, a thanks to our patrons Sammy, Doomshade and Dumbfugs. If you're new here, feel free to check out the rest of the content on the channel. There are new Conan Exiles videos coming every Wednesday and Sunday, so if you like what you see, subscribe and ring the notification bell to be the first to see the next video, and to join us on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.